Hello, my name is Hannah Boston and I'm an immigration attorney with FileRight.com. Let's talk about some common mistakes people make when completing U.S. immigration paperwork. Number 1, forgetting to submit all the paperwork. Every immigration process requires at least one government form, but what most people don't know is that you're often required to submit loads of other paperwork called supporting evidence. Supporting evidence is paperwork that helps prove something about you. For example, utility bills can prove you have a U.S. address, a marriage certificate proves your marriage is valid, a arrival departure record proves you entered the U.S. legally. Remember, you only need to send a copy of these documents unless the USCIS specifically asks for the original. When you're getting ready to submit your immigration application, be sure to include all the necessary supporting evidence. It's a good idea to have a checklist specific to your situation so that you don't miss anything, like this. Number 2, sending documents that aren't translated. The USCIS requires that all supporting evidence be in English. If you are required to submit official documents that are not in English, like a foreign birth certificate, you must include the translation. Translations need to be certified. Now, this doesn't mean you have to go to a notary public or hire a professional translator. You can have a friend or someone you know do the translation for you. Certified simply means that the translator promises that their translation is complete and correct, and that he or she is able to translate that language into English. The certification must be made in writing and signed. The certification must also include the date, signature, and address of the translator. It could look something like this. Submit the certification, the translation, and a copy of your original document with your immigration application. Number 3, forgetting to sign your application. It might seem like an obvious tip, but did you know that unsigned applications are one of the top reasons for rejection year after year? Applications that aren't signed are immediately rejected. Now, it's important to note that a rejection is not a denial. When an application is rejected, it's returned to you with the government fee. But in the case of a denial, you'll have to resubmit the entire application, including the fee. That's if you could even apply again. With the rejection, you can fix your mistake, but you'll have wasted time and lengthened the immigration process. Number 4, getting the fee wrong. Just like a forgotten signature, submitting an incorrect fee with your immigration application can cause it to be immediately rejected. There's 2 things to keep in mind when preparing your government fee. 1, be sure to double check that you're paying the correct fee amount. You can find this on the application instructions, usually towards the end. Number 2, the USCIS only accepts payments in the form of a check or money order from a U.S. institution. The USCIS does not accept cash or checks issued from foreign banks. Number 5, missing your window to renew. If you're applying to renew or extend your immigration benefit, be sure to apply before your current status expires. Immigration applications sometimes take months or even years to process. Losing your status while your application is pending could result in you having no legal immigration status for a period of time. It's illegal to be living in the U.S. without a valid immigration status, and the longer you do it, the more penalties there are. You could be forced to leave the U.S., and depending on how long you're here without status, you could be forced to stay out of the country for 3 years or even longer. The application instructions will tell you how early you can apply. It's best practice to apply as early as possible. Number 6, not knowing your criminal record. When the USCIS is reviewing your immigration application, they check your criminal record. You should be aware of all the crimes you committed, from traffic violations to drug offenses. Even minor crimes can affect whether or not your immigration application is approved. That's why it's important to know what's on your record before you file. You can easily request a copy of your criminal record from the FBI before you apply. All you need is a set of fingerprints, the $18 application fee, and the FBI form. You can get your fingerprints taken at your local police station or check with private companies in the area that provide this service. Visit www.fbi.gov to get an application. It takes about 30 days to process. If you do have a criminal record, it's always a good idea to have it reviewed by an immigration attorney. They can advise you on how best to answer questions on the immigration application and what to do if the USCIS asks more questions about your crimes. Number 7, getting scammed. Unfortunately, immigration scams are a real and prevalent problem. Immigration scams cost people hundreds or even thousands of dollars and can sometimes have huge consequences like deportation. People get tricked every day from notarios and others that say they can help but actually aren't qualified to do so. It's extremely important to understand the different types of immigration help available and what exactly they're qualified to do. A notario is not an attorney. In the United States, a notario or notary public is only qualified as a document preparer. They do not have the authority to advise you on what forms to file. They cannot tell you how to answer questions, and they cannot offer advice on more complicated aspects of immigration, like how to get a friend or relative legal status. Many notarios try to convince people that they have the same power as attorneys. They might lie about their knowledge and ability and charge you similar fees as attorneys, but they cannot offer the same quality of help. Number 8, not getting help. Immigration is complicated. It's not always easy to go through the process alone. Luckily, there's lots of help available. Many nonprofit agencies like Catholic Charities or United We Dream offer immigration help free of charge or at a low cost. And there's FileRight.com. FileRight.com offers online immigration software to help you complete immigration applications on your own and avoid making mistakes that could cause rejection. Before you submit your application alone, explore all your options. For more immigration tips or to learn more about FileRight's immigration software, visit us at FileRight.com.